It's Safari Week. It's that time of year again, people. It's Safari Week, one of the biggest shiny hunting events of the year, hosted by AbsolBlog's Pokémon, where you shiny hunt in the Safari Zone in any game where the Safari Zone is available to hunt in, with the best gimmick of the Safari Zone being that Pokémon can run away. Last year was my first ever Safari Week, and it started absolutely dreadfully, with me being robbed. So that was my first goal of this year. Don't get robbed. Here I was going all in on Gen 3, and I was fully souped up with so many different things I was doing during the week. Also, every single one of these hunts is 180, 192. None of that BDSP half odds nonsense. Let's see what happened on my Safari Week 2026. It's currently the 17th of July, and I'm all set up. None of the consoles are on at the minute because I want to conserve the battery, because the battery on these are not exactly great. But we are going in on Japanese Fire Red, Japanese Emerald, English Ruby, and English Leaf Green. 4 Gen 3 games this year, no Gen 4. Last year I was all Gen 4. But yeah, so last year we had 4 shinies, 3 that we caught, one of which was on this Japanese Emerald, which has a very early shiny frame within around 20 to 30 minutes of the game being booted, so hopefully we can land on that at some point. Got the layout all set up over there. So in terms of targets this year, last year I didn't have any targets other than Oddish, but I do actually have some targets this year. So in Fire Red Leaf Green, we're going to be going for Area 4, aiming for Tauros or Kangaskhan, obviously the lowest. The lowest possible spawn rates, but those are my targets. In Ruby, I'll be heading over to the northwest and aiming for Pinsir or Rhyhorn. And in Emerald, we'll be heading to the extension south, and I'll be aiming for either Mareep or Stantler. Those are my targets. So one thing about this Safari Week this year, last year I booked a weekend off work, so I had quite a lot of plans going on the weekends at least. This year, not only am I working both weekends, but I'm doing overtime both weekends. So there's not going to be much content from like this start of Safari Week or the end. Next week on Tuesday, I'm going into Manchester with some fellow shiny hunters for an IRL Safari Week hunt. And then on Thursday, me and Adam are going to be going to like a little zoo that's not far from us, just for a little bit of extra content. And then I'm not really sure how I plan on ending out the weekend after. That's my setup. Let's get these booted on and let's crack on. Hopefully I get something. I've seen quite a few people get stuff already on social media, so hopefully we get at least something. Even if it's not one of my targets, I would just love to get something. Even if we don't catch it, let's crack on. Let's do this. Also, May's here. Hello, May. Only an hour or so into hunting, I did end up swapping this layout. It was just too uncomfortable and I couldn't get the camera angle right, which was very frustrating. So I dumped all of my games and save files using my Game Boy operator and set up a layout on OBS, which isn't as interesting as using physical consoles, but it's way more comfortable for me to hunt and the image is a lot clearer for you watching. As mentioned, this weekend was fairly slow in terms of encounters. I hunted as much as I could across these initial 3 days, even hunting while on the clock at work. I also did find some motivation to hunt for a few hours after work each day as well, ending the first weekend of Safari Week on 6,000 encounters and no shinies yet. Hello, it's July 20th. Oh look, B's moving on the screen when I'm talking. Hello. It is the 4th day of Safari Week 2026. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I wasn't able to hunt too much this past weekend because of working overtime. I had 2 12-hour shifts. Today, I've got all day free, so I'm just going to be hunting all day. Hopefully we get something, because I'm seeing so many of my mutuals and other people online getting so much stuff. So I'm hoping I can get at least something, or at least find something at least, and not necessarily catch it. Tomorrow we've got the IRL meetup. Thursday going to the zoo, and then Friday it might be we're going to do some fishing with me dad. So pretty packed week. Hopefully all that activity throughout the week makes up for the lack of footage on the past weekend and this weekend coming up. Let's crack on. Let's get some encounters in and hopefully we can find something in the next few days. After a few hours of hunting on day 4, I was slowly approaching odds on this first phase, which I fully expected to hit. Then we had our first shiny encounter of Safari Week 2026. Oh my god. Shiny Tauros. That's actually one of my targets. Oh, yes. First shiny of Safari Week 2026. Shiny Tauros on the English Leaf Green in 7,252 encounters. Almost got to odds. I was pretty sure I was going to hit odds. But we got something. Well, we found something. That looks awesome. Right, give me 1 sec and I'm going to fix the layout. And we will attempt to catch this thing. Right, there we go. Oh my god! As if we got Shiny Tauros. As if we found Shiny Tauros anyway. That's like one of the most iconic Safari Zone shinies. If we catch this, I'll be so happy. But if we don't, I'm still super happy to just have found it. Right, let's give this a go. So we do only have 29 balls because I accidentally threw one earlier. Oh, I'm actually like nervous. Right, first ball. Oh, one shake. No, fled straight away. Oh well, that's the game, isn't it? When it comes to Safari Week. One shake and it ran. That would have been so good to get, but I know that some Pokemon have like a higher chance of running than others. I know like Chansey does. But yeah, just super happy to have seen that. So, right, well, let's reset the counter. That's the first phase, and let's get going again, I guess. After Tauros had fled, I was straight on to the second phase, slowly but surely racking up the encounters over the rest of the day. And only a few hours after encountering Tauros, we had another shiny, still on day 4. Oh my... Shiny Oddish. Shiny Oddish. Again, well, from last year anyway. Get these 2 encounters in at the bottom. I was just like settling down as well. I was about to do the last few encounters for the day. Bloomin' heck. That's on English Ruby. Shiny Oddish in 2,476 encounters. Been hunting pretty consistently since we failed Tauros. I forgot to add it to the layout as well. I'll have to do that after Oddish. Right, well, let me get this set up. And we shall attempt to catch this boy. Right, that is a bloke. Shiny Oddish. I mean, obviously, if you've seen Safari Week 2025, I did get a Shiny Oddish in like 20 encounters or something on my Emerald, just randomly. When I like just randomly hunted on it one night. Because it wasn't part of my like rotation of consoles. Right, yeah. Shiny Oddish, the mascot for Safari Week. Let's see if we can get another one, I guess. Also, yes, the save has 29 balls. Because I keep accidentally throwing them when I'm like trying to sync all the games up with the controller. Right. First ball. Go. Well, that was easy. Nice one. First ball. You cannot beat it. Very, very cool. Give a nickname to Oddish. Well, yesterday was the World Cup final. So we could name him after the goal scorer, Ferran Torres. Let's call him Torres. Go on then. Big up Spain. Torres. The Shiny Oddish. Sent to the PC. Right. Give me 1 sec and we'll go show him off in battle, I guess. Right. Nature guess. What's your nature guess, Adam? Adam says timid. I'm going to say quirky. Impish. Again, I don't know what any of these things do. Yes, there we go. Shiny Oddish. Awesome. Torres the Shiny Oddish. We've got a Duskull. And Shiny Torres the Oddish. Obviously, last time when I got an Oddish in the previous Safari Week, we weren't viewing it in like the nice crisp captured footage. It was just from my Game Boy. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's nice to have another Oddish. So I've got 2 Shiny Oddishes now from Safari Week. So yeah, we lost one, lost the Tauros, got the Oddish first ball, which makes up for the Tauros 1 shake. Call it a night, and then I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. On day 5, I was off to the city of Manchester to take part in an IRL Safari Week meetup hunt, hosted by fellow Shiny Hunter Ace, who I have met before at Regionals and EUIC. You may remember them hosting the Birmingham Regional Shiny Hunt in my Crystal Badge quest. There were 5 of us total at the meetup, with double-digit consoles amongst all of us, and with 4 hours of hunting ahead of us, I was pretty confident we would at least find something. I was starting fresh from 0 on my 3rd phase. We all chatted about what we were hunting, what we'd found so far, and just some general nerdy nonsense. I do find in these group events, or just in groups in general in my social life, I am just generally more of an observer and a listener. I'm not super shy, really. I'm just not a super chatty person. I just enjoy being in people's company and just feeling the vibes, I guess. As the hours passed and we got close to the time people had to be shooting off, I was quite surprised that we hadn't actually found anything yet. But around an hour before we were planning to wrap up, we heard the sounds of gasps in shock and awe.
Mom, get the camera!
I just wanted to... 4, 3, 2, 4. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're alright.
4, 3, 5, 4 on the patch. That's the mine on the patch. Alright.
Come on, good luck, good luck. Oh, it's just like
Yeah, there's no mud, there's no nothing.
No rub out.
That's fine, that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool though. On the patch as well. Shiny Hunter Stresshead had found a shiny Clefairy in Pokemon Crystal. Sadly, it fled, but this was a super cool encounter because natively Gen 2 doesn't actually have a Safari Zone. Stress was actually using a custom fan-made Safari Zone patch created by Syllabar. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Which adds the Safari Zone into Gen 2 with a ton of super cool possible encounters. I'll leave a link to Syllabar's video in the description so you can check out the patch yourself. We also spent some time doing some in-person trading, which was just a really fun thing to do. I ended up trading my shiny Oddish from last year to Becca, and she gave me a Shroomish. There was a lot of signing going on as well, so I got everyone to sign this super cool Snom card. All these cards and packs were courtesy of Becca as well. After a few more encounters, we started to wrap up the event. I want to give Ace a big shout out again for hosting this and for coming all the way up to Manny from Brighton. I really hope we can do something similar again for next year. It was a blast hanging out and hunting with everyone, even though I was very quiet. I did have a good time. On my way home, I got some more encounters in on the train and just enjoyed the beautiful views, courtesy of Northern Rail. Oh, I'm home now. Did a bit more encounters on the train home. 1,400 random encounters on this third phase. I just went to boot up my computer to put the Game Boy pictures that I took today on, and they're all gone. Oh no, wait, oh no, these are the default ones. Yeah, they are, like my save must have got corrupted, which is really annoying because I took some pictures. Right, well yeah, I'm off to bed now. Don't know what we're doing tomorrow. We might be going to York, we might not. Also got this cool sticker, Total from Becca. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If we don't end up going out, I guess I'll just stay in all day and hunt. And then Thursday we're going to the zoo. And then Friday I have no idea, probably just staying in hunting some more. And then Saturday, Sunday's work, so only going to be able to hunt on an evening, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, good night. Day 6 was a pretty chill day. Didn't end up going out anywhere in the end, so I just spent the whole day hunting, racking up encounters in preparation for our trip to the zoo the next day, hitting just over half odds at 4,500 encounters on our third phase by the end of the day. Hello, it's the 23rd of July and we're off to the zoo. We're currently on 4,600 encounters. I got a couple more on the bus. So yeah, we're off to the zoo to see some animals, because last year we went to that like garden house place and there was no animals, even though there was supposed to be. So we're off to the zoo. Let's go see the zoos. It's not like a mental zoo, it's just like a little farm zoo, but it's something. This zoo was a bit of a trek to get to, having to cross dust bowls and barbed wire to reach its highly guarded main entrance, but eventually we did make it, so here's some fun footage of all the funny animals. Squirrel. I managed to get a couple of encounters in while we explored the zoo, as well as when we sat down for a delicious dairy treat. We only ended up spending just over an hour at the zoo, but it was a fairly small zoo and the tickets were less than a tenner, so I can't really complain. It was quite nice. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. I liked the nocturnal animals the most. The ice cream was nice. But yeah, it was alright for only a tenner. Not a bad, how long we were in there, like an hour and a bit. Took us longer to get there than we were in there, but yeah, it was alright. They needed to just remove more of the play areas and put more animals in, really. Yeah, it was alright. What did you give it, Adam?
A 6.
We're off home, and I'll just crack on with some more encounters, I guess. After getting back home, I did sit down to get a few more encounters in for the evening, and we ended up getting another shiny. I just really wish I'd have encountered this while at the zoo, but oh well. Oh! Shiny Doduo. Shiny Doduo! On English Ruby again. These Japanese games are slacking. Very nice. Third phase of Safari Week. Just been doing some encounters once we got back from the zoo. 5,132 encounters. Shiny Doduo on English Ruby. Very, very cool. I kind of, as that was kind of coming in the dark silhouette, I was like, I think that's shiny. Nice. Right, let me just quickly cut the recording and get this set up. Right. Very cool. We were just saying it looks moldy. The moldy, mossy Doduo. Right, this is the second shiny this game's gotten. Where the first one was the Oddish, which we did actually manage to catch. So let's see if we catch this. I don't know what the catch rate is like, so I guess we'll see. First ball. Easy enough, I guess. Nice. Doduos. Two heads never sleep at the same time. Its two heads take turns sleeping. So one head can always keep watch for enemies while the other one sleeps. Cool. Name. What do you think, Jamie? 0118999. It might. The IT crowd fire brigade. 0118999. 881. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. Right, nature guess. Jamie says calm. Adam, what are you saying? I'm gonna say quirky. It's impish. Wasn't the Oddish impish? Yeah, Oddish was impish as well. Alright, let's go give it a jump. A jump? Let's go give it a look in battle. Womp, womp, womp. We've got a normal Oddish. And the shiny Doduo. Or 0118999888819. Very cool. Looks pretty cool. Seen quite a few people getting Doduo. Obviously, it's quite a high spawn chance. But it's still quite an iconic Safari Zone shiny. Pretty happy just to get another one, I guess. Yeah, cool. Third phase done. Let's get on to what I imagine will be the final phase, because we have only got... what time is it? It's only nearly 7 o'clock. So we've got rest of today, a couple of hours today, all Friday, and then only like 2 or 3 hours on Saturday and Sunday night, basically, for the rest of Safari Week, because I'm working overtime again. Both days. So yeah, let's just try and get that encounter number up as much as we can. See if we can find at least one more. I would like it to be in Leaf Green or Fire Red if possible, because we've only had 1 from that and we've had 2 from Ruby now. Right, yeah, let's get back in there. After catching Doduo, I started my 4th phase. The phase that I imagined I would be carrying over into next year's Safari Week. It was fairly late, so I didn't get too many encounters in, ending day 7 on 800 encounters at the start of the 4th phase. Hello, it's the 24th of July. It's the 8th day of Safari Week and the last full day of hunting that I have. Haven't started hunting yet. I'm having some breakfast and I'm gonna have this Mountain Dew, this new one I found yesterday when I got that Baja. Dirty Mountain Dew. I have no idea what makes it dirty. And it's just cream soda basically. At first I thought it was like alcoholic, but those are the hard Mountain Dews, so I have absolutely no clue what makes it dirty. I mean, I don't mind cream soda. I do quite like Coke vanilla. It does sort of look like dirty bog water. God, it's very, very vanilla-y. Yeah, it's alright. I'm not like that again, like I don't mind cream soda. It doesn't really taste like Mountain Dew at all. It just tastes like straight cream soda, but the vanilla is like really strong. Like a really artificial vanilla flavour. Like a 5 out of 10. Right, let's eat a breakfast and hunt. Day 8 was a solid day of hunting, but I had something else on my mind. Going into this final weekend of Safari Week, I was super worried about how I was going to end this video in some kind of a grand or satisfying way. As I was doing overtime again at work both days, I knew I wouldn't have the time to do anything interesting on that last day. So I was praying that this fourth phase would pay off with something, anything. And on Day 9, my prayers were answered. I had sat down for a few encounters after work, expecting absolutely nothing. But we were graced one final time by the gods of the zone. Oh my. Another shiny oddish. Again on Ruby. Oh my god. This Ruby is killing it this Safari Week. What the hell? As if another oddish. Dear me, right. Fourth shiny of Safari Week. Oh, second to last day. 4,340 encounters. And I've just got my little oddish plush as well. You'd have seen him in the clip just before. Right. Let me get this set up. Right. And it's a female oddish as well, which is actually pretty cool. I don't know if female shinies are as rare in Gen 3 as they are in Gen 2. So quite... Oh no, certain like starters are quite uncommon. I'm not sure, but I do think they are a little bit rarer than male shinies. Right, well, I've already got one. Yeah, let's just go for it, I guess. First ball. I think it would be cool to get a female one. I imagine this will catch. Yep. It's a pretty high catch rate for oddish as far as I'm aware. That's sick. I can't believe this copy of Ruby, man. I cannot believe it. It is cooked. It has cooked the Safari Week. Nickname... Adam, do you have a nickname for female shiny oddish? I don't know. I mean, I've been watching lots of Red Dwarf stuff. Like, what's like a plant animal in Red Dwarf? I don't think there is one. Plant alien. Oh yeah, maybe polymorph? I've just been watching a lot of like Red Dwarf stuff, so... people who don't know what Red Dwarf is, it's an old British comedy show. And there's a creature in it called the Polymorph. Even though Oddish has... Polymorph Ditto is a lot more like the Polymorph, but... yeah, sure. Polymorph, Shiny Oddish, and that's gone to the PC. Right, nature guess, Adam. Bold, Adam says. Lax. At least it's not impish again. These two were impish. It's lax. That's cool. Got a female and a male. Shiny Oddish. Cool. I mean, I could evolve it into Gloom and show that off as well. But I think that's sacrilege against Calzone. I don't think I even put it to the front of the party, did I? Oh yeah, I did. Nice. Right, this is what I'm gonna do. Even though it's only day 9 of Safari Week, and the last day of Safari Week is actually tomorrow, as of recording, you can see the date in the top right. I am going to call it here for Safari Week, because I don't have much time to hunt. I mean, I've only been hunting for like an hour today, after I got back from work. I don't have much time to hunt tomorrow, and I've actually been racking my brain for like the past 2 to 3 days about like how I'm gonna end this, how I'm gonna end this Safari Week, because I am constantly thinking about that type of stuff, like how am I gonna end it out and not make it lackluster. Because otherwise, if I hadn't have got another shiny, it would have been a very lackluster ending, and that does kind of bother me. You know, as a filmmaker, I do have a degree, if that means anything. So what I'm going to do is to kind of end this off in a bit more of an interesting way rather than just going to the outro. I'm going to evolve Polymorph, the Shiny Oddish, into Gloom, and then I'm going to evolve it into Vileplume as well. Right, I'm going to go evolve this Oddish into Gloom. I'll show you that evolution, we'll show it up in battle, and then I'll get a Vileplume, so I'll be right back. She's evolving, sorry. I'm sorry, I know this is sacrilege for Safari Zone Oddishes. That's pretty cool, to be fair. Sort of like very wilted, autumny colours. I actually really like that, to be fair. Got a normal Linoon. Yeah. That's pretty cute. I don't know if I like the back sprite as much as the front sprite. But still really like those colours. Right. On to Vileplume. Yeah, that looks awesome. The green and like the orangey yellow flower. That looks really cool. That looks sick. I'm so sorry, Calzone, but I think that looks really cool. Much better than Oddish. Another Linoon. Oh, that's cool. I like the most of the back sprite is just the flower. That's really cool, is that? I quite like that. Right, well, I believe, as I said earlier, this is going to wrap me up for Safari Week 2026. I'll just go through quickly all the shinies that we encountered. First one we had was Tauros, Shiny Tauros in Leaf Green at 7,252 encounters. One ball, and that ran. Then we had Shiny Oddish in this copy of Ruby. 2,476 encounters, which is this Oddish right here, Torres, which we caught right after Spain won the World Cup. Feels like ages ago now. And then we had Shiny Doduo on Thursday, which was in Ruby as well, this copy of Ruby, this Shiny Doduo right here. That was 5,132 encounters. And then wrapping it up, we had our final Shiny of Safari Week, Polymorph, the Shiny Oddish, which we evolved into Vileplume at 4,340 encounters again. In this copy of Ruby, these Japanese games are just slacking so much. Which is a total of 19,200 random encounters, which is quite a nice round number. Seeing as they're all in the same copy of Ruby, I think I will show them off in 3D. So I'll show them off in 3D, and then we'll go over to Tom in the real world to fully close out this Safari Week, summing up all my thoughts about it, doing them in order of capture. So Torres is first, Shiny Oddish. Let's take a look. See, it's got that classic 3D Shiny Colosseum problem where they've just taken the hue slider and just shifted it slightly. They've not actually like properly recolored the model. Yeah, the Oddish does not look great. I will just it's completely wrong basically. Let's see how Duo looks. 018999881. Okay, it's got much of the same problem. Yeah, that I would say that probably looks worse. To be fair, looking at the sprite on the Game Boy, it is fairly accurate. It just looks lazy in 3D. It just does not look as clean as the sprite. But it's actually like fairly accurate, to say the least. I'd say it's definitely better than Oddish. Oddish was a bit of a letdown. Especially because Oddish is such an iconic shiny for Safari Week. Vileplume, Polymorph. Now that looks cool. I don't think that's accurate, but it's not exactly accurate. The flower on the top is just completely wrong. Like, completely wrong. It's supposed to be more of like an orange yellow. But the body is pretty accurate, and it does actually look properly recolored. But it still looks pretty cool either way. That is pretty nice, even though it's not accurate. I'd say that's probably the best one of the three. Okay, we might as well do an attack. Acid. Unless this kills, which it might. Oh no, we lived. This is probably the only one worth showing off up close, I guess. Yeah, there you go. I hope that was worth it. Right, let's go back to the real world and wrap up this video. Right, that's going to wrap me up for Safari Week 2026. It's been a really fun event this year. 4 shinies in total, 3 caught. Those 3 being all on the same copy of Ruby. So we didn't get any of my targets that I really wanted, other than like maybe Oddish, I guess. So we're going into next year with a brand new phase onto whatever we get next, I guess. Like I say at the beginning, I do have targets, but I'm honestly just happy taking part in the event and just having fun with the event, really. I think the biggest takeaway from this event is that I didn't get robbed, at least. We didn't start this event on like such a sour note. And even though last year, you know, everything did turn out well in the end, you know, everything got replaced and we did end on a more positive note, it has still bothered me ever since then, like the being robbed Like, it's still, when I think about it, it still annoys me to this day. But, well, at least we didn't get robbed this year. I do want to give a big shout out, as usual, to AbsorbBlogs Pokemon for hosting the event. And I also, again, want to give a big shout out to Ace for hosting the IRL in Manchester. I'm pretty sure Ace said that they are doing their own video for this. So if that video is out by the time this video comes out, I'll leave it in the description, and if it's out later, I'll update the description when it does come out. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have too much else to say. It's also just a little bit annoying at the start when I couldn't hunt with like my physical console setup, just because it was just so uncomfortable and this desk's too small. So I want to try and rectify that in the future by maybe trying to mod some of my consoles with like controller mods, although it's very expensive. And very time consuming, and I don't have that good of solder skills at all, but that's a goal for next year potentially. But yes, thank you very much for watching. If you have made it this far and you want to see more videos like it, be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you would like to support the channel directly, you can become a channel member for $1.99 a month. You get videos a day early, sometimes even 2 days early. You get some emotes and you get your name shouted out at the end of every video, like these legends on screen right now. Also, let me know in the comments, did you take part in Safari Week? What did you end up getting? What did you end up catching, not catching? And if you didn't take part, just let me know what's your favourite Safari Zone exclusive Pokemon. But yeah, other than that, thank you very much for watching as always. And yeah, catch you on the next one. GG's Safari time. Safari gaming time. Bye.